Hi, I am Sophia. I am going to show you a quick demo for Projexlight. Let me show you how you can create a new project or prototype, or migrate your existing application. First, you go and set up your key. Go to the Provider section, select the provider, choose the default model, and then enter your key. You can change the model anytime while generating code or creating the project structure. Next, go to the Cloud Provider section. Select the cloud provider name, enter the access key details, and also provide the project and report buckets. These buckets will be used to store all your project files and reports. Then go to the Coding Standards section and upload your coding standards in MD, PDF, or docx format. Once uploaded, you will see all the rules listed here. These rules will be used to validate your code generation. After that, go to the Roles and Access section where you can invite employees. You can add employees by entering their email address, assigning a role, and sending the invitation. Once added, the user becomes part of the project. Now you go to the Usage and Billing selection. You can also manage billing details and add your credit card information here. Now, go to the New Project section. Here, you will see three options. One of them is Legacy Automation, which allows you to migrate your existing code into a proper structure with features, scenarios, and tasks. During migration, it also generates API and UI automation based on the project structure. After migration, you can build new features or create a completely new project. If you create a new project, you can choose between prototype mode or sprint mode. If you're starting for the first time, you can use prototype mode. Once the prototype is ready, you can switch to sprint mode. In sprint mode, multiple developers can work together on the same project. You also have several widgets available, such as generating epics, features, and tasks. Using these widgets, you can generate multiple features, scenarios, and tasks for each epic. Next comes code generation. Here, you can select different CLI tools such as Cursor, Windsurf, Amazon Q, and others. You can choose whether you want to work as an individual or in team-based sprint mode. Then you select the tech stack, backend framework, programming language, database, front-end framework, UI styling, and other configurations. We support multiple databases and front-end technologies. Once everything is configured, you can generate the export file. You can also do similar export also for prototype. This generates a zip file, which you can download. You can open the zip file in VS Code. If it's a new project, unzip it into a new folder. If it's an existing project, unzip it into your legacy project folder. For legacy projects, we don't create server or client folders since the code already exists. Instead, you'll see an instruction file. This file is very important. You need to pass the relative path of this file to your CLI tool. The CLI reads this file and automatically calls the initial APIs. It then generates all the required instructions to create the code. This connects to the MCP server. Using the setup scripts, 3 MCP servers are created. Database MCP,
Test MCP,
Development MCP, The Dev MCP validates your code, checks duplication, synchronizes schemas across developers, and publishes APIs so other agents can reuse them. You can also configure database setup for dev and test environments separately. Once the MCP setup is complete, you pass the Bootstrap file to the CLI. The CLI generates the code and validates it automatically. If you look at Docker, you'll see the MCP running and validating coding standards. It also generates detailed reports. When you commit the code, it again validates coding standards and runs tests. Test results are stored in the report folder. You can run functional tests and UI tests using the test scripts. You can run individual feature tests or all APIs together. The system generates detailed test reports, including screenshots for failed tests. Finally, you can see the complete test results here for API testing and UI testing. This is a short demo to show how the platform works. There are many more features like project management, sprint management, and task assignment, automatic API library generation using MCP, API chain testing, API workflow testing, application code generation and running application in DevBox, prototype MVP application generation, legacy application migration and test generation, mobile app generation, CI/CD pipeline, etc., which I haven't covered here. And that's the overview of the platform.